Live. So I can take this away. It still says starting soon. We're very professional. We're very professional. Don't worry about the starting soon. It's gonna disappear. Holy, look at that! It did. I didn't want that to come up though, but it's fine. We can. There we go. Get that out of the way. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Luckily, no one was here to see that, but they'll probably see it when they start the YouTube video, and they're like, "What is this guy rambling on about?" Good stuff. So, welcome everybody to.
Hello.
That's Johan. Yes, Johan. It's just me and you this time around. Johan Muna finds himself in where did he go? The Kruger. Yeah, he went to the. So he's far away, and he's gonna be there for the next week and a half. So obviously this will go on YouTube later, and maybe you can give it a listen when he's
and of course,
bored in the wilderness.
Dylan also out because of work.
Yeah, that's right. It's also working late, working in the medical field actually, and yeah. But I don't know. It's too smart. I don't know what he's working on. Something related to COVID. So doing missing the podcast, but doing important work. So we're okay with that. So
TnB's own warrior against COVID-19.
that's right. So obviously we'll start off with a little bit of TnB, and then we'll move on to the other subjects. We've got a MotoGP race to talk about, a new winner, and obviously Formula One comes back this weekend. But starting off with TnB, see on Friday night we visited a new venue. We went to Zandvoort in the Netherlands, and what a race it was. Johan, from your perspective, from the commentary box, what?
Lots of action. A good couple of retirements in the end. It is a bit of a tricky track, technical. Real roller coaster track, if I can call it that, because one moment you go this way, one moment you go that way, and you literally also go up and down. But lots of action. There was overtaking as well, a couple of mistakes as well. But in the meantime, I believe it was a good race. And it was good spectator value as well. And it was also a good stream. Lots of comments on Friday as well.
I saw that there was a lot of comments before the race even started, just through qualifying. So and we actually got Frikkie, the judge, in a comms box.
Yeah, we finally got him into the coach box.
Yeah, and he behaved himself because his wife was in the comment section. So evening, Rob joining the podcast yet again, one of our loyal listeners, and
number 4 currently in the championship.
I already see a comment there from him. Well,
no rock.
One I can say shite. Yeah, I can say shite. One shite track for another shite track. I think he's referring to the track we go to next.
Yeah.
If you don't know where that is, we're going to Silverstone, obviously. Very fast track, very technical track. Not the easiest, and when you're not in tune, when you can't find the tune with that circuit, it's a difficult one.
It's a mess.
If you just can't find the rhythm, if you get Maggots and Beckett's wrong, or if you take Maggots and Beckett's at full throttle and your tires can't do that anymore, it's a tricky circuit. It's caught me out lots of times.
Mention the new name it was given.
I'm not going to mention that name.
No, not the TnB name that was given to it.
Yeah, no, I almost did though. It went through my head.
And there is another corner as well. Cop's Corner was renamed to Rob's Corner.
Yes, Cop's Corner was renamed to Rob's Corner because it's That's right. Or we can just say shite. Shite means everything. So obviously I've got that. If you're looking at your screen, I've got the championship up there. That's the drivers and the constructors.
Renault running away with it. There's no stopping Renault. No chance.
Renault running away with it.
Almost
241
100
points.
points clear from the second team, which is at the moment Alfa Romeo.
Alpha holding on there in a majority of those points coming from not Sebastian. Myself,
He's currently third in the championship.
I've just picked up 32 of those points. So he's done a good job there at Alpha, but he's not going to be with us at Silverstone. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go for Alpha. We'll see. It's also
Maverick, if you're listening, there's a spot open for you. Maverick, of course, our reserve driver.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be great to get one of the reserve drivers in that Alfa Romeo. So it's not relying all on me, because if that's the case, sorry Alpha. It's really the next couple of tracks for me. They're not. I don't know. I haven't looked at the calendar properly, but I know it's Silverstone. I know one of them is a Circuit of the Americas, which is a big problem for me, and there's another one, Japan. So the next 3 rounds.
Funny enough, that's exactly the order they're going to fall in. Exactly how you call it. That's the exact order.
Well,
Britain, USA, Japan.
Well, yeah, those 3 tracks not at the top of my list when it comes to momentum. So obviously it's not an easy circuit, but it's gonna be the home circuit for your leader in the driver's title and the constructors.
Mr. Boris Matterton.
Call him Boris Matterton. If you don't know him by that name, we're obviously referring to Matter. He's got 177 points. He's well clear of second place. Not Kimi on 135.
Also the driver of the day on Friday. Drove a good clean race. No mistakes. Good battle between him and not Sebastian.
Obviously good opportunity for...
giving each other some tough time. Dodging each other, pretending to pit, they're not pit. So these guys had a good time in front and well clear of the rest of the field indeed.
This would be a good opportunity for RZDV to close that gap to the top 3. Obviously, Sebastian will be missing this round and very possibly the next. Don't have confirmation on what's happening next week Friday, but he may only be getting back to Joburg next week Friday. So, yeah, he might miss the next 2. So, everyone trying to catch that 3rd place. Now's the time. So the next 3 tracks, they're going to be tough ones. We've actually got someone that's not doing too fantastically in the championship, a previous champion. His track is coming up, Japan. So maybe put some put some practice in, and if you can get a good result on that track, you can still redeem the championship, get something out of it. But at the moment he's sitting in 13th, just above myself. So that's he's a little bit out of position. He needs to get a few. Coming from me, this is special, but he needs to get a few finishes, and obviously if he wants to mount any sort of a charge. But Matt at the moment at 177, it's a bit clear. Kimi has to do something. Maybe beat Matt at home.
And Matt had a good chunk of points on Friday because driver of the day as well as fastest lap.
Or is it DV? They're saying 4th probably the best he can get. It's not necessarily the case, as we've seen on F1 2020, and it's a prior game. We know that the game throws every safety car that it can at you. We know that it's England and it could very possibly rain. So anything could happen. Your Rob is fast in the rain. So, we'll see when we get there. We have no idea. You could practice for a dry track and arrive there. And Maggots and Beckett is going to feel very different on Inters. So, well, any challenge I may mount at Silverstone will be completely gone if it rains.
Rob, just pretend it's Monaco, then you'll be fine.
No, that's all you need to do. Just imagine barriers everywhere, and then you'll be fine. Because that's what he likes. He likes
Exactly.
he likes Monaco and he likes Baku.
In the rain,
So-
at night.
So take any racetrack on the game and just imagine there's barriers all around you at all times, and you're gonna start winning races. So can still come back, obviously, and then not far behind Boinkies, Jean and Voss and Staffy, all on 60 points there. So
Yes.
everyone can make the most of Sebastian's absence in the next race, make up some points, and then obviously in the constructors.
Quite close to each other.
In the constructors, obviously Renault leads, Alpha second, then it's Red Bull in third. They're doing pretty well considering they've had one driver most of the season. If you see there, Kimi's got 135 of Red Bull's 143 points. And then AlphaTauri in fourth. Red Bull would love that if that was an actual scenario. AlphaTauri just behind them. Then McLaren fifth, Mercedes-Benz in sixth, Haas seventh. It even sounds weird saying that. Mercedes-Benz in sixth in the construct. It just doesn't sound right. Tongue doesn't want to say it. Haas seventh, Williams eighth, then Ferrari down in ninth, and team down in 10th. Racing Point. They haven't had the best of seasons.
And so Friday, everything fell apart in that. Even in qualifying, a bit of contact between the drivers. The race didn't go well either. Yeah, Gatsby managed to salvage some points in the end, but not the strongest of race days for Racing Point.
So Racing Point on 63 points. They're 19.5 points, I think, adrift of Ferrari. So they need all they need really is a strong round, and if you get the points for showing up and maybe one of them taking pole and a race win, we know how many points that can come up to. So we've worked it out, and that they just need a strong race result to get that constructors back on the right track. So obviously that's it for the little TnB segment. We're trying to just keep it quick so we can get through everything and keep it to an hour, because we go over the hour way too many times. So
quick mention, it's double Silverstone pretty much for some of the TnB boys.
yeah, we're gonna just touch on SSR.
Yeah, I do it now or later.
Yeah, we were gonna do it just before. Just gonna touch on obviously the Sonic Sim Racing SSR. That's on a Thursday night. We do that as well. We're actually the two of us here in the podcast. We're your two commentators on a Thursday night. We've obviously got through round 1 and round 2 of that particular championship, and we're heading to round 3 on Thursday. It will also be Silverstone. So if you're one of the guys that's doing both, enjoy. I think there are a few that do both. Obviously, Sebastian would be one of them. He's not gonna be here. Obviously, gonna miss round 3 of SSR as well. And then
the judge.
Yeah, the judge, he does both. So a few
Springbok Gamer is also Jen.
That's right, a few drivers. They're gonna be getting a double dose of Silverstone, and just it may sound ridiculous, but just if you do a 1 hour endurance on Thursday, don't go down the wrong pit entry. I've actually done that. So yeah, I went down the wrong pit entry in F1, and I'm like, oh, why is there a barrier at the end of this? Oh wow, yeah, Wrong place to
Because
be.
for the GT cars, the old pit lane is used at Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the only two motorsports that they use that main pit lane for are F1 and WEC.
Oh, wow, so otherwise it's for all.
That's
for all
right.
pits,
Even the MotoGP use the old pit lane entry and exit, and they drive past the new pits, but they don't go in there. Which is quite strange.
It's like with Spa, and it's the same because it's the exact same story with GT cars and F1. And Spa also different pits for F1, different pits for GT cars.
So obviously let's just touch on the topic of F1. Obviously we had a break from F1 for a week. They're back this week and they're at Spa. Remember what happened at Spa last year? Do you remember what happened at Spa last year?
The F2 race.
Oh yeah, that I wasn't referring to that. I was gonna get to that, but
that's the only thing,
that's
unfortunately,
the
that's a big thing everybody remember.
that was obviously in the F2 race. There was obviously a fatality. It was actually a very serious accident, led to one fatality and one very serious injury. Yeah, it started off as a very dark weekend for the whole Formula One family, really, because Formula 2 travels everywhere with Formula One, so the whole paddock was really really sad and really somber, and he was a driver with a lot of potential. He had obviously a young French driver like the likes of Gasly and, well, the clerks from Monaco, but you know what I mean. He came up in the same generation as them, and in that previous I think in that F2 season he had won the French Grand Prix and the Monaco Grand Prix, so two very big Grand Prix to win as a Frenchman, and he was obviously part of the Renault Junior Driver Academy, and unfortunately that all came to an end at the top of Eau Rouge. So obviously then moving on to the F1 race last year, it was they had just come back from their break, and the Ferraris were flying and nobody could understand it. They obviously took pole and Leclerc took his first victory, and obviously they head there again this weekend, but this weekend I don't think we're going to see any surprises from Ferrari or Leclerc.
Nope.
I think it's going to be a Mercedes party all the way. I don't know, it's a very quick circuit, very power orientated circuit. Obviously the party mode ban has been delayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been delayed because actually Mercedes and Honda, they needed clarification on what exactly is getting taken away. So yeah, they weren't quite sure on the regulations, and they basically told them to hold up. So that won't come into play this weekend just yet. So it would be interesting if it did. Just want to see what it does, really. But Merck has warned that it may backfire on F1. So that just sounds like Merck's making a statement that they may get quicker if Formula One goes down that route. Obviously F1's been away for a while, so let's just to give you a reminder of the drivers' standings. That was after the Spanish Grand Prix, the last race. Hamilton leads the championship, 132 points from Verstappen on 95, and Bottas in third on 89. Just looking at that, you got to say Verstappen's had a heck of a season. He's really been the only challenger to the Mercedes.
Not even his teammate, all the Ferraris you would have expected.
Then Leclerc having a relatively good season when you consider everything
What he
that's
had to
happening
drive
at
for.
Ferrari, he's still managing to cling on to fourth place. And then we've got Stroll and Albon on 40 points apiece. And then obviously Norris on 39, Perez on 32. So let's just have a look at the constructors. Not that we really have to. I'm pretty sure I know
We all know
who's.
what's happening.
I'm pretty sure I know who's leading, but let's just bring it up for fun. There we go, Mercedes-Benz, 221 points. Oh my word, that almost looks like the TnB. Let's just put that next to each other. Wait, where's the TnB Championship? TnB Championship, put it up here. Okay, so Renault has 241 points, Alpha has 153. And then in the F1 constructors, Mercedes have 221, Red Bull have 135. Yeah, so the gap there between the constructors in TnB almost emulating life, except Renault started off with one driver. So, oops. So then Red Bull.
And I really was. We said watch that one driver's gonna win it.
Yeah, it started off as a joke, and it almost happened. At least he did get a teammate, and he's not doing it all by himself, because that would be, I think that would be a little bit more embarrassing. So let's see who's in the. Rob is still here. So Rob, can you give us a prediction? Johan, prediction? What podiums in Britain? What's gonna happen? Not in Britain. Sorry, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
In Spa.
Hamilton.
Okay, for first. That's and then what? Podium. I think Max is gonna be able to beat beat Bottas.
Look, I'm gonna say Hamilton for pole. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Max is going to steal this one from him, and it's going to be Hamilton second and Bottas third.
Be an interesting result. I'd love to see how Red Bull pull that off. Rob hasn't made a prediction because we know he's just going to say Bottas for the win. Bottas 3.0. But I don't know if Bottas 3.0 is going to make an appearance. But hopefully he does, and he makes a lengthy appearance and spices up the championship, because F1 needs it. F1 needs Bottas to drive well. So
that's the only one that can really challenge Hamilton and put on the show. And especially now with the season being extended with another 3 races. So where week or so ago it looked like it's going to be all over. Now these for calendar got extended, there's more races, I think overall 17. So it's basically looking more like a normal season lengthwise. Of course, it just looks weird to see some tracks twice, or in some countries more than once on the calendar, but you know what it is, and this week got 17 races.
Getting a obviously in F1 news coming out today that the calendar was officially now extended. So we will have a calendar of 17, I believe. So it's really not bad considering everything that's happened this year. And it was supposed to be a 21 race calendar, and we still got 17 out of it, which is a hell of a lot more than I expected. I was really happy with the initial 8. So yeah, I was really happy with the initial 8. So it's great to see that obviously Turkey is gonna make a return. That's a track we haven't seen since 2011. I think it was 2011.
Almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
Right at the beginning of the Red Bull Vettel era. That was the last time we saw Turkey. So Istanbul is gonna be just an interesting one. Just their prediction from Rob. Yeah, I think. Rob, don't let your fantasies come out on the comment section, okay? But there's the prediction: Bottas to win the race from Verstappen, followed by Lando, with Hamilton retiring And just to get even more specific, like if this was a bet and he got it right, he'd win some serious money. Both Ferraris out in Q2. So no Ferrari in the top 10 in qualifying. That's a big one. It's a big prediction to make. Don't think Bernardo is going to be too fond of Rob's prediction there.
Well, thanks. And the other big news, Racing Point confirming both Perez and Stroll for next year.
Yeah, that's right. That's I actually had to do a double take at that. I thought that was a bit of a somebody was having a goof, and I read it and I was like, no, is this one of those, you know, because I actually saw it on Twitter first, and I thought, okay, wait, is this one of those banter? I went and I looked into it, and it was a thing. So if Seb is going to stay in F1 beyond this year, where is he going? Obviously, the whole Racing Point Aston Martin thing has been on everyone's lips and in the paddock for the past couple of weeks, and now that's not a thing. So where will he go? Will he replace Kimi at Alpha? I really don't know. I don't think he wants any relationship with Ferrari after the way he let him go. So I can't see him going to Alpha or Haas. I don't see him going to Alpha or Haas because obviously that relationship has soured. So I don't really know where that leaves him. Everything else has got a Honda engine. He's not going back to Red Bull. Williams, the new owners at Williams, are they gonna put money down for a Sebastian Vettel? I really don't know. I'm just coming up with things right now because I honestly have no idea where Vettel will go. It's sort of like we're gonna go on to MotoGP in a second, but it's sort of like a Dovizioso situation. Except Dovizioso is doing really well in the championship, and he doesn't know where he's going next year. He has parted ways with Ducati.
That's sad if you're doing good, but you don't have a drive.
He's now parted ways with Ducati, and if you look at the bikes available, the rides available, the teams available, I really don't know where he's going. And this is a guy who's leading the championship, so difficult there for Vettel. I don't know where he's gonna go. I'm looking at the constructors right in front of me, and I'm Williams, Haas, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, Renault, Ferrari, McLaren. I don't know where he'd go. I have no idea where he'd go.
Because it's not just Ferrari in F1, but also if you look at Ducati in MotoGP, I'm not sure what's happening with the Italian boys.
Obviously, Ducati, they're doing well at the moment in MotoGP, but if you've been watching MotoGP for the last couple of seasons, you'll see that Ducati's doing really well, but so far it's been Ducati tracks. The Red Bull Ring is a Ducati track. They've won there many times. So when we start getting to other tracks that aren't necessarily so Ducati friendly, and where the Ducati isn't able to use that extreme power advantage it has, I think things will turn, and it's gonna get interesting. Should actually just let's start talking MotoGP. Let's see MotoGP. Ooh, no, that's not the right one. I just got to change this. This is good. This is great. There we go. That'll work. There we go. So obviously we just had a double stint back to back at the Red Bull Ring with the MotoGP, and they had their Styrian Grand Prix, or Austrian Grand Prix version 2, last week, and what a race it was. Jan, did you watch it?
unfortunately not. I just know about the pod, the yummy without brakes. It was also one of the TnB jokes. Of course, Maverick always giving not Sebastian a hard time about KTM without brakes, and then it was proven the Yamaha can also have brake problems.
I've actually got. Let me see if I can find that. Johan, do you have a screen in front of you? Can you see what I'm bringing up on screen or not really?
Second, I can check it for you.
So
where's Rob when you need it?
just want to see here.
Robbie. Where's Robbie?
No. I just wanted to see if you could see it. I'm gonna bring up. Just want to see if this works or not. There we go. Can you? That's just the. That's the incident. I don't know if you can see it on your screen there.
There we go.
Yeah, this was.
That was not him. That was not him coming off. That was him actually having to bolt by himself.
Yeah, that was a scary one, and you can see that bike just into flames. I'll let that play again so you can, if you didn't see it.
But he realized early enough he had issues, so.
But what goes through your head when you're like, okay, I'm either this bike's got no brakes. Do I go straight or do I jump off the bike at 220 kilometers an hour?
Look,
he chose to jump off the bike at 220 kilometers an hour.
I had that experience on a bicycle. Look, it's nothing compared to a motorcycle doing 200 or what kilometers down the straight. But yeah, trust me, you start thinking some stuff while you're there. And of course, what you're going to do, you're going to try to take a turn or you're going to kick yourself off a bike.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that day I did the same. I also kicked myself from the bike. And the bike was on one side. So, but scary, but well done, the presence of mind to realize he was not going to make that turn. He would have been on that bike into that barrier. So at least he bolted and, it could have been worse.
Look at the state of the bike after it hit the barrier.
Yes.
It's a good thing he wasn't on it. And then obviously breaking out into flames shortly thereafter. So looks like he made the right choice. But apparently there was... They did tell him earlier that there was issues and he carried on.
Wow.
That did come up afterwards. So obviously we had a fourth nation to win a race this year. Portugal getting its first victory in the Premier class of motorcycle riding, just 2 races after South Africa. Sorry? Yeah, he did. He won a BMW for that. How was that?
No.
He just Brad should have won the race that was sponsored by BMW.
Brad could have driven that team.
But obviously, congrats to Miguel Oliveira making history for Portuguese motorcycle riding. Obviously, he's come through since he was 9. I think the first win he ever took was on a 125. It was in a Portuguese championship, and it was 10 or 11 years ago. And it was like a 11-year-old kid winning with like people that he shouldn't have been winning with. So he was a standout in Portugal, and obviously knew that if he wanted to take his career that one step further, he needed to. There's a reason why you don't see a lot of Portuguese riders. The sport's really just not there. So if you want to take that step further, you've basically just got to go over the border to Spain and make your career there, and that's basically what Miguel did. Miguel came through the ranks with the likes of Quartararo and a lot of the familiar names you see on track today. Miguel's raced against them before and knows them well. So he's that's also the first ever win for Tech 3, as far as I understand, and they have a 20-year history in this sport.
Sure.
They have a 20-year history in this sport, and that was their first victory. that was their first victory. So what a weekend for KTM. Obviously they won the race with their satellite team, the Tech 3 KTM, Miguel Oliveira, followed by Jack Miller on the Pramac Ducati, and then Paul Espargaro on the factory KTM coming in third. And and you saw that footage of the brakes. I'm gonna see if I can bring this up as well. Let me just see here. So you can just see how Oliveira really did that around the final corner. This was the final corner of the race. That's how he won.
Wow.
That's how he won. That's the first time he led the race. He never led the race. He got it on the last corner. Paul was doing everything he could. Paul was doing everything he could to brake late and just get past that Audi, the Ducati. I suppose you can call it an Audi. It says Audi Sport on the overalls. But in the process, also putting Jack Miller off, and got his first victory. So now there's been victories for France, Italy, Portugal, and obviously South Africa. And no victories for Spain as of yet. And that's in a sport that has been dominated by Spanish riders for a very long time. It's also the first time in 25 years that there hasn't been a Repsol Honda on the podium for 5 races in a row. So yeah, that's I read that yesterday. That was quite a crazy stat. And it obviously I've just got the top 9 here. I don't have the full results, but if you look at that top 9, you'll see just Taka Nakagami, the only Honda in the top 9, and that's a 2019 chassis Honda. So there's no 2020 Hondas there in the top 9, and I presume the top 10. So Alex Marquez having struggles. Marquez's replacement, Stefan Bradl, also having issues, and Carl Crutchlow on the LCR Honda 2020 frame, he's being beaten by his teammate on a 2019 frame. So something not right at Honda, and I'm sure it's going to make them ask questions of that 2020 bike. Have they been going in the wrong direction, really? So
Ferrari F1 at the moment.
We'll just bring up the Riders' Championship. Did I bring up the right thing?
You reckon we're going to see Mark back this year?
Sorry, what's that?
You reckon we're going to see Mark Marquez back this year?
You know what? I don't think so.
2 to 3 months take us almost to the end of the year.
I don't think we're going to see him back, because why would he? You know what? If you're going to come back that late in the season, why? Just leave it for next season. Take the time to recover properly, and make a fight of it in 2021, rather than coming back before you're fully fit and making the problem worse. So there we go. I just had a bit of a battle, but finally I got it. There's your riders' points in the MotoGP Championship. Fabio Quartararo leads. He's on 70 points, but look at this championship. Miguel Oliveira is in 9th place, 27 points adrift of the leader. So 27 points cover your top 9. And your top 9 are Quartararo, Dovizioso, Miller, Binder in 4th, Vinales 5th, Nakagami 6th, Rossi 7th, Mo 8th, and Oliveira moves up to 9th with that race win. He only had 2 points before this round, so he'll be happy with that.
You can only dream of a championship standing like that in F1. Wow.
Yeah, look at
Interesting.
the championship points going from first to ninth are 70, 67, 56, 49, 48, 46, 45, 44, 43. 27 points cover your top 9. And with no Marquez as part of the equation, realistically, I think in that top 9, any of them could do it.
Anyone, correct. Anyone have a good chance of taking it.
And there's 2 rookies in that top 9. Well, not rookies. Brad Binder's the only rookie. Miguel Oliveira was a rookie last year. But it's very promising. Quartararo, obviously, a driver for the future. Jack Miller moving up to the factory Honda next year. Binder, a rookie. Vinales, he's in 5th, but I think he would have expected to find him, or he would have wanted to be much higher up, especially with Marquez not being there. But he hasn't really been able to make the most of it. And then, I can't believe it, top performing Honda in the championship so far, Taka Nakagami, on the 2019 Honda. Does that mean they should just all revert back to the 2019 Honda?
Well, if 19 shows that 20 wow, geez, that mean, I would say yes, because also, like you say, who's in the top 9? Top 10 is a 2019 bike, not even a new bike.
So, and if you look at that, in that top 9, interestingly enough, there's only 2 KTMs, and the one is Brad Binder, and the other one is Miguel Oliveira. So Paulo Espargaro is not part of that 27 that covers the top 9, and he can't be far away from that either. So, this championship's really going to be a tight one. Obviously, still a lot of rounds to go. And they're going to be finishing off in Portimão in Portugal. So Miguel Oliveira is going to have an opportunity at repeating that on home soil. There will be fans at the Portuguese race. I know for Formula 1, for Portimão, they've sold 50,000 tickets. Which is the half capacity of the circuit. The circuit can take 100,000. So they sold 50,000, and they sold out. Yeah, let's just say 24 hours later, you decided to get a ticket, they were gone. Several website ticketing services in Portugal, they just crashed with all the load, and by the time you were basically able to get back into the website, everything was gone. So good to see, and obviously Portugal haven't had an F1 race in a long time, but it's good to see that there's still fans there, even though the sport abandoned them in '96, and they're very willing to get back to circuit as quickly as possible. I'm sure a lot of those fans will be coming over from Spain as well. They've been starved of motorsport, and that's a country that loves its motorsport. See what's
that makes you think as well. Tracks like these for future calendars in F1. I mean, like Turkey, like you mentioned earlier, almost 10 years. So what's the chance of a track like that coming back onto the calendar? So this also opens up big potential for calendars in future, and we might be able to see some tracks being rotated rather than being there for a fixed amount of seasons.
That could be something they could potentially look at. With Grand Prix being so expensive to host, why not look at something like that, where countries could between themselves decide, right, we're sharing a race, so say a Portuguese Grand Prix and a Spanish Grand Prix, and every other year it's in Portugal or it's in Spain. Like that is something they could implement. They're doing that in MotoGP, as far as I know. One of the tracks, not for this calendar obviously, but in future, was Spanish tracks, and one of the Spanish tracks will rotate with Portimão because there's 4 of them, and I think it's going to be Jerez. So Jerez will share with Portimão. So every second year, Portugal will get a race, obviously at the venue. And then talking of Portugal, World Superbikes, obviously they had their race a couple of weeks ago in Portimão, and they will be going back to Portugal for their finale. They will be going to the Circuit d'Estoril in Lisbon. So Portugal, they've starved of motorsport for quite some time, and this year they're getting everything. They're getting MotoGP, World Superbike rounds, and a MotoGP round, Formula One. So awesome stuff. And that track was F1 purpose built in 2008. So it's about time. It's a pretty big investment not to get a race out of. So let's have a look. What else do we have here? Let's just bring that up. I still can't get over it. It's insane. I don't know what I would do in that situation. 220 k's an hour. Well, I suppose if you got all your leathers and you're confident that you know how to land. Oof. Yeah, no. If he was on that bike when it made contact, that would not have been pretty. And, I wish I was able to get these things to work sooner. I would have just had not Seb's crash in the background. That would have been brilliant. Wait, maybe I can do that. Can I do that? Let me see. Can I do that? I don't know if I can though. I'll try. Let's see. Where do I even... Let's see. Well, if I... Oh, I don't know if I've got it. It doesn't look like I've got it. I'm gonna save for now. Oh damn, I don't have it. That's not good. Disappointing.
Yeah. Look, at least for now.
Yeah, for now, but I'm gonna continue trying to find it. Don't worry. It's here somewhere. Just unfortunately, my folder management is not really the best. But yeah, if I do find it, I'll get it up on your screens there.
Yeah, your folder management is like that. You have any breaks? Non-existent.
Yeah, non-existent. That oh damn, I had it. I wish I still had it. I don't know what I've done with that. That's not cool. Oh.
Well,
It was even it even had a name. It was called oh, not Seb. Wait, let's see what my if my computer can search this for me. Nope. It cannot find it. Don't tell me I've deleted my favorite ever GIF. I will not be impressed with myself. And you know what? I can't find the damn thing. That's fantastic. It's gone. Seb, you're off the hook for now.
Yeah, emphasis on for now.
So obviously MotoGP takes a break now. We won't have any. We won't get our MotoGP fix this weekend. They're going on a well-deserved break. Obviously they just had a triple header. They're gonna have a 1 week break and then they have another triple header. So they're off to Misano, which is obviously the San Marino Grand Prix circuit. Marco Simoncelli, obviously named after him. That's going to be an interesting one. Also a track that Ducati's pretty strong at. So I think they've got another 2 rounds in front of them that they can really try and make the most of. Miller doing very well in the championship and Vizioso as well. But that's going to get interesting as the championship continues, because now you've got a situation where the guy who could potentially win the championship is without a drive. So
Always sad to see.
it's a tough one.
Unfortunately, it happened. Won't be the first time.
I just found a whole bunch of videos, but not the one I'm looking for. Damn. I'm still searching for it, but unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna have to give up pretty soon.
It's always next week.
I'll get it on board next week.
Put it there to remind you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me before the time so that I make sure this happens. Can't let this go.
Play while you can while he's not around.
Might as well enjoy it.
Not sure if you want. Not sure
Make the most of it. So there we go. That was us rambling for an hour. We're almost at the hour mark, so we can
good for time for a change.
we're good for time for a change. It's because we don't have Devon taking up the airwaves with all his swearing. Usually we lose about 15 to 20 minutes just due to Devon's swearing. So
and the tap water.
yeah, and he's got all these tap water breaks and it's a real diva, but he's got a lot of demands. Probably why he's not here tonight. He's probably not working at all. He's probably listening to us, thinking what an idiot. I'm not. He doesn't get treated well enough. He also became the first person to officially swear on the podcast. People have sworn since, but he does hold that title.
Yeah.
And always will.
He's beaten Frick to something.
So obviously now going into this week, just as a reminder, it's going to be a double header of Silverstone for the drivers that do both. You're going to have Silverstone for SSR on Thursday, and then another dose of Silverstone on Friday for TnB. It's obviously,
of course, completely different cars, completely different handling. Although the track is the same, it's still different cars.
yeah,
Break points will be different.
very different scenario. Don't try and take maggots and beckets in the GT car as you would in an F1 car. It's gonna work out bad for you. So, but I hope everyone enjoys it. Hope everyone practices and gets their time in. We'll be in the comms box on Thursday night. Johan will be in the comms box on Friday night. I'll be trying to stay out of the comms box on Friday night. That's the plan. The plan is to finish and to finish well. Did a little bit of testing, and there's I'll just say quietly, there's a few positive signs. And if I surprised you in qualifying last week, wait for Friday. Because I think I'm a bit quicker. So yeah, I don't know. I think I found some speed in Silverstone. I don't know where it came from, but I did a few laps on Sunday, and yeah, I ended up doing 30 laps, and I was quite impressed with what I did there. So unless my teammate was being the worst teammate ever and lying about his pace, but if he was telling the truth, then I'm a hell of a lot closer than I ever thought. So we'll see what happens on Friday, and the one lap pace is great, but only if you take pole. Oh, there we go. Devon just got home. There we go. And oh yeah, he's already at the tap. Apparently, he's already at the tap.
Devon not at the tap. Yeah, something must be wrong.
Okay, well, Devon, since I've got you here, let me just show you that. Let me just show you that incident from the MotoGP race. That was Maverick Vinales deciding this bike ain't gonna stop, so I'm gonna jump off it at 220 kilometers an hour. That's I absolutely love it. Got to get more of these videos into our. Now that I got them to work.
Yeah, I know.
Tried this last week and I couldn't get it to work, and then obviously that was just your final corner. I just can't. I've never screamed that loud. You know, I appreciated the Binder victory a lot. I really did. But Binder passed Quattararo and then ran away, and he was making me extremely nervous. I was walking around the house. I was trying not to look at the screen. And the only time I ever started thinking of an Oliveira victory was with 2 laps to go. I was like, he's in third and he's awfully close. And if those two trip over each other, he's going to be right there. And on the final corner it happened. And yeah, I don't think I've ever screamed that loud. The neighbors came outside their houses. So it was great, and we've heard the South African national anthem on the podium. We've heard the Portuguese national anthem on the podium. Two anthems that we've never heard on the MotoGP podium. So that was great. Devin, thanks for joining us right at the end there. You see, if we went overtime now, we could invite Devin, but this time we actually got it right. And it was unscripted. Can you believe I've tried to script this thing and we've gone 47 minutes over? That was the only time I tried to script this thing. It was an hour and 47 minutes. So don't know what happened there. But yeah, that's it. It's 8:29. I'm gonna say good night, Johan.
Good night.
Thank you very much for. Thank you very much for joining the podcast, and yeah, thanks for just joining in. Otherwise I would have done this on my ace, and this would have been really random talking to myself. It would have just been me and Rob, and then Devin would have walked in here with like 3 minutes to go, and you go make that coffee. By the time he's made the tap water coffee, the podcast's over. So
he'd probably go to that tap first before he even kisses his wife hello.
Oh wow.
He's gonna hit him with a broom over the head. Watch.
Got another follower there, another 2 followers there on the channel. So guys, thank you very much for following the podcast. And obviously, if you don't watch this here on Twitch, if you watch it on YouTube, thank you very much. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and yeah, we'll I'll put this up on YouTube later tonight, guys. Thank you very much, and yeah, we'll speak again on Thursday.
That's it.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy.
Guys, enjoy. Stay safe. Bye bye.